Hello and welcome to Acapella Adventures, where we're making tiny, itty bitty, insy wincy little bites of solo actual play for our entertainment. This half is to test the Punk U module for playing through the dangerous game show Punk U, a potential story for characters in Chrome. Our pre-generated PCs to play through this filming of Punk U for the entertainment of others is making up Team Gee I'm Cagy under Agent Adrian Drake, residing in Exofabulous. We have Gonzo, a child soldier, Maximus, a smuggler, Kendall, a corpo, and Grant Nightshade, a psychic. They've gone through their first episode, and there have been shots fired, punches thrown, and the action's continuing to roll because they're in the middle of a fight. Somebody found out where they were and proceeded to don't tell anybody. Anyways, proceeded to take and, start an ambush. Fortunately, they were up. Unfortunately, it's harder to break into a building than you think sometimes. So they noticed that they've made some choices. They also kind of knew, both from Streetwise and from psychic powers, that there was something going on. All right. Here's the deal. Essentially, they're in a large warehouse, okay? It's basically a huge auto fabrication facility that they're living in, not squatting. At least as far as they're aware, they're not squatting. But there's always going to be travel needs. So I really need to develop this list more, but because it's now and everything's happening, I was thinking of having things like skateboards, pogo sticks, scooters, a rolly ball, ball you climb in and roll around in. And I want to come up with special rules and like advantages and disadvantages to various movement things. But yeah, I was thinking the rolly ball would have like +2 to hit because it's this big old plastic ball, but it's -3 to damage because, it's a big old ball, so you can't really get into these things. Or maybe armor applies. That could be fun. All right. So, what's going on? All right. We've got Reginald, Loki, Mason, and Penelope. They all want to beat each one of the NPCs, but they'll only do damage to them once. Okay? That's part of the rules. If they don't do this, they forfeit the combat. So I've got checklists. See, right there, you can probably barely tell. Same thing with Gonzo, Kendall, and Grant. Max is, of course, recuperating. So we've got a fight. This is honestly a pretty risky fight, because if Reginald takes a lot of damage, he could be in serious trouble for the next round of filming. He may never heal from this properly until after the show's over. Honestly, if everything goes wrong and pushes things really hard, he could really be seriously hurting. But on the other hand, he's trying to really seriously hurt people he doesn't like. And his whole team doesn't like him. All right? They are sort of the enemy, PC group. I need to make some rolls. And I will make some rolls. But, all right, I've got their sequence numbers thing, and it's just kind of too big for real usage, but I need to track this stuff. So what's going on? All right. There's a couple of things. So, Reginald has really great armor. Problem is, armor, I don't think security armor. I have to make sure. All right, this may just be, here's the setup for the fight. But we'll get some dice rolls in. Okay, let's see when Reginald's going, because this is not an you know what? Tactics. Gonzo needs to make a tactics roll. Oh my gosh, I think he did it. He's got 24 right now and a D10 to reroll. So he's got 27. So they'll get +2 to this fight. Kendall is going to grab the heavy vest from Max's room. He worked on it. He'll probably use himself as the fitting thing to, try and make it look pretty. It's still the -1 to like stealth rolls, so he's not sneaking out of here. But he's got armor and it's a heavy vest. And then we've got Gonzo's got his armor. Doesn't really have weapons, but his martial arts. Oh my gosh, he is a freaking beast. And then Grant has his long coat. So he could stealth out of the situation if he really wanted to. I don't think Grant's going to want to unless it gets really bad. And there's the filming crew on site. They will interfere if they start breaking the rules. And if the other team breaks the rules enough, guess what? They get kicked out of the game. And that's going to, I don't know. I've never done that. Of course, I've never done most of this. But, shh, don't tell anybody. All right. So, let's place people. We're running out of time. Okay, I've got a 762 for Reginald. 762. Reginald Loki Mason. Running out of time here. 4, 10, 8. So Penelope's a 4, Gonzo's a 10. Oh. Fix that later, and we've got 8, 10, 10. Man! That's going to be Grant and Kendall. So, talk to you later. Have fun. Bye-bye.